Good morning. This is Wade Belter here in Collinsville, Alabama, and I have rabbits that are maturing and some new rabbits that are in. I found a really good deal yesterday at Tractor Supply. They had some dog kennels that were on sale, so I picked them up. Each were about $15. It was a clearance price, and I'm going to use those for when I need to bring rabbits in, if it's too cold out and if they're going to kindle or something of that nature, so they have more space. And I just wanted to show you that. And then I also wanted to show you the Plastex material that I've been using. I've been using that for all kinds of things. Tray building for what's in my Rabbitry, and now I'm using them for bottoms in my transport cages and for my emergency cages. I just want to show you what that is. And they're not totally finished yet, but they need to be sealed. Right now they're just kind of put together with zip ties. So here it is. This is the Plastex material, and when I make them for the cages, I go an extra ½ inch on each side all the way around. So this was an old dog kennel that we had previously, and it works great because it's got a lot more space. I picked up 2 of these at Tractor Supply yesterday. They were on clearance at about $15, so that was a really good deal. But I've just zip tied my material here, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to try using the Flex seal that they advertise everywhere and see how that bonds it together and prevents leaking. But I use high 6-inch sides just to keep urine inside the pen. I'm not exactly sure how the bucks would handle, because I think they could still spray above this. But I just have my does in here right now, and I just added a wire bottom to my kennels and fastened it with the wire itself or with zip ties and some clamps. I do have some metal clamps that I've used, but it doesn't work everywhere. So here is a transport cage, and they're fairly easy to put together. I had my doe in here previously, but now I've got a bigger space for her. I can divide this into 2 sections or into 4 sections. So I'm going to do that now that I don't have a rabbit in here anymore. And these have a lower side, but as you can see, the doe that was in here was able to urinate over the top. So I think having those 6-inch sides is much better. And then I always use especially for right now, since the corners are not sealed and they do leak or drain, I do put in some training dog pads in the bottom to kind of catch the water or urine, and to prevent staining on the Plastex material. So if you're wondering where I get this flexible, moldable material, you can purchase it at Menards or at Home Depot. And it's just a waterproof wall panel. One 4x8 sheet generally runs about $20. So it's a huge savings over using the metal trays, although the metal trays that are built specifically for the transport cages and all of your rabbitry needs are excellent. What I like about making my own is that I can decide the size and the diameter that I'm going to use, and it's a little bit more custom. I just wish I had a better way to seal it, and currently I'm just kind of doing it like this. So I've never tried the Flex Seal that they advertise, so that should be interesting. Right here you can see I just use bungees. They're so inexpensive, you can find them at Walmart or wherever. Just drill or punch a couple holes in, and then just put a bungee on. The homemade transport cages don't really have a handle on the top, but I'm sure I could fasten something. These are those right here. I don't know if you can see this with the wire behind it, but these are those plate hangers that hold a pitcher for wall mounting, hold a plate rather for a wall mount, and you can buy these at Home Depot or at Walmart, just about anywhere. I don't really like using them. They kind of stick to everything because they have these little hooks, but it does make it nice for being able to fasten on to your transport cage, and the little springs give it a good, nice, solid top where nothing can push the cage open. So, and I do know that other people use more heavy-duty wire, and that may be better. However, I like how this is smaller diameter, because if you have several rabbits next to each other, or if you're transporting, it just kind of adds a little bit more protection when there's a smaller diameter, and prevents, I don't know, I have horses, and so when we ship them, it just seems like you want to give them a fly mask to prevent debris from floating around, or neighbors, or anything like that that could damage their eye or something. This obviously isn't going to provide all that much protection, because you need something well ventilated to keep the rabbit cool. But I just tried the smaller diameter just for the sake of, well, basically because I had it, and that's about it. I'm going to go into the house and then show you another transport cage. This is our front porch, or solarium. We have so much stuff in here that had overwintered. We had to move a bunch of plants around, but I just set this here for now. This is a 4-section transport cage, and I'll just undo these hooks here, and you can see how they kind of create a bit of a mess trying to get them open. So here it is, 4 sections with a space in the middle, and the space in the middle here is for hay, so I can shove hay between here, and then it'll stick through the sides, although once again I use a smaller diameter, and I think that where the divide here is in the middle, I probably would go with something a little bit larger, but I don't know. We'll see how this works. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And this would work great for smaller rabbits. And for my larger rabbits, I'm going to just divide this into half. So you have one on each side. But for your junior rabbits, I think this will work well. And the bottom, it's just 2 sections there. And the side, it's just two sections before the bend. So once again, you see how these things get tangled and stick to everything. It's kind of using the bungees is a lot easier. Although when you use the bungees, I'm sure a rabbit could probably chew it. But it seems like once the rabbit figures out what things are, it just kind of stays away from it once it discovers that it's really not food. Oops. There. So that's about it. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye.